Now we will discuss about the factors affecting the ionization energy. What we are going to discuss about? Factors. Factors. Okay. So first one is the nuclear charge. What is there? Nuclear charge. Nuclear charge. What is meant by nuclear charge? Just now we said every atom, in every atom, electrons are attracted by the nucleus, right? So that is a nuclear charge. What is that? Nuclear charge. Then how it is affecting the ionization energy? Right? Suppose you take here, suppose this one atom is there, and again one more atom also is there, right? In this electron is there, first orbit. Here two orbits are there. In the second orbit one electron is there. Here in the first orbit one electron is there, right? Now where you can remove the electron easily, in the case of A or in the case of B, right? Right. So we can remove the electron easily from the atom B. Why? Because here the two orbits are there. Here only one orbit is there, right? So whereas as the number of orbits increases, nucleus attraction decreases. Distance increases, attraction decreases. Right? Here only one orbit is there, less distance is there, more attraction will be there, right? So when less distance is there, attraction will be more. Here the distance is more, so attraction will be less. So here less electron mean less attraction is there, So you can remove this electron easily, right? Compared to this one, you can remove the electron easily here, right? So in these two cases, where you need more ionization energy? Yes, in the A we need more ionization energy. In A we need more ionization energy. That is nuclear charge. Here nuclear charge is less, so less ionization energy. Here nuclear charge is more, so more ionization energy. That is nuclear charge is directly proportional to ionization energy. Nuclear charge increases, ionization energy increases. Nuclear charge decreases, ionization energy also decreases, right? Do you understand, children? Right. So next, this is what a nuclear charge. Next one more, atomic radius. What we are writing it as? Atomic radius, right? Atomic radius also affect the ionization energy. Atomic radius also affect the ionization energy. Right? How it is affecting? Means same again we'll take the two atoms over there, A and B. Where the size is more? In the B the size is more, in A the size is less. So now tell me where you can apply more energy. We need to apply more energy for here atom A, and we need to apply less energy for atom B. Why? Because less distance is there. That is nucleus to electron, less distance is there. Why? Because atomic radius is smaller. Atomic radius is small, here atomic radius is bigger, right? So here less atomic radius, more nuclear charge, so more ionization energy. That is atomic radius less, ionization energy more. Atomic radius less, ionization energy more. So you can say that atomic radius is inversely proportional to ionization energy, right? Why? Because here atomic size decreases, ionization energy increases. That is atomic radius increases, ionization energy decreases, right? So next what? Stable configurations. Stable configurations, right? So what is meant by stable configurations? As we learned in the previous chapters and previous classes, half filled, fully filled configurations are there, right? So they are having the more stability, right? So when the atom having the more stability, that won't release electron easily, right? So that is when atom having the low stability, that will release electron easily. That means from the stable configurations you cannot remove the electron easily, right? So suppose here in the stable configuration, if you take nitrogen, what is the number of nitrogen? Atomic number 7. You can write the configuration like 1s2, 2s2, 2p3. You see here in the p orbit 3 electrons are there, right? So suppose if you take oxygen, 8 electrons, 1s2, 2s2, 2p4. Here how many electrons are there? 1, 2, 3, 4. From both of them, from where you can remove the electron easily? Yes, we can remove the electron easily from the oxygen only. Why? Because here the arm field configuration is there. That is stable configuration. So here we need to apply more energy. Here we need to apply less energy. That is stable configurations need more ionization energies. Stable configurations need more ionization energies. Right? So you can take example like this. Right? So that is nuclear charge, atomic radius, stable configurations, and one more also is there, screening effect. Screening effect. Screening effect. What is mean by screening effect? Simple thing. Just you try to understand easily. So suppose here I am drawing an atom. First orbit, second orbit, and third orbit. Right? How many are there? 1, 2, 3. Right? So right. Suppose here one electron is there. Here one electron is there. Here one electron is there. Suppose you assume like that. From the third orbit we need to remove the electron as per our ionization energy. From the third orbit we need to remove an electron, right? So from where? From the third orbit, right? Now here see, from here to here some attraction is working on that, right? Which attraction that is? Nuclear attraction is working over there, right? Now what happens here? The energy is coming from the nucleus to valence shell. In between the nucleus to valence shell, what are there over? So there in between the orbits are there, first orbit and second orbit are there, right? So these orbits, that first and second orbit, that is which are there in between the valence shell and the nucleus, that orbits, the orbits which present in the center, in the between the nucleus to valence shell, that orbits will absorb some energy. That orbits will absorb some energy, right? So that the energy will be decreases. Energy will be decrease. Which energy? Nucleus energy will be decreased. That is nuclear attraction will be decreased when it is coming to outermost orbits. So you need to apply somewhat less energy here, right? As if you compared only 2 orbits are there, suppose only 2 orbits are there. So here the electron is there. Here the in between them what are there? Only one orbit is there. Here valence shell is there. Here nucleus is there. From both of in between there only one orbit is there. So that will attract less energy. Here 2 orbits are there. They will absorb more energy. That is, you need to apply the more energy here. Here you need to apply more energy, and here you need to apply less energy. Why? Because the orbits they absorbing the energy. The orbits which present in between the valence shell and nucleus, they absorbing the energy. Now tell me, more orbits are there means more absorption of energy. So it finally leads to less ionization energy. Here only one orbit is there. Absorption energy will be less. So here more ionization energy, right? So screening effect increases. Screening effect means the orbits they acting like the screens. The orbits they acting like the screens, right? And more energy. The number of screens increases. Number of screens increases. Ionization energy decreases. So screening effect we can write like what? Inversely proportional to ionization energy, right? So that is what nuclear charge, atomic radius, stable configurations, screening effect over there, right? And what happens in the periods and groups? What happens in the periods and groups for the ionization energy? That is, so that we can call it as suppose in periodic table, right? So horizontal are what? Periods are there, and vertical are groups are there, right? Groups are there vertically, horizontally periods are there, and as per our knowledge in the previous concept you learned, I think, right? So atomic radius, right? So in a period atomic radius will be decreases. Atomic radius will be decreases. In groups atomic radius will be increases. In groups atomic radius will be increases. Now tell me, in groups what happens here? Atomic radius increases. In periods what happens? Atomic radius decreases. That is, in a groups atomic radius increases means ionization energy See this, atomic radius increases, ionization energy decreases. So in groups, atomic ionization energy will be decreases. Why? Because according to atomic radius, right? So in groups, atomic radius will be decreases, right? In periods, what happens? In periods, atomic radius decreases. In periods, atomic radius decreases. According to this, atomic radius inversely proportional to ionization energy. So here atomic radius decreases, so ionization energy will be increases. In periods, ionization energy will be increases, right? So these are the things about ionization energy and factors affecting the ionization energy, and how it is changing in the groups and periods, right? So why it is changing in the groups, why it is decreasing in the groups? So in groups, atomic radius is increasing. Atomic radius is increasing. Atomic radius increases means you see there nuclear charge decreases. This one also applies, right? This one also applies, right? Right? And atomic radius decreases, increases, sorry, atomic radius increases, right? So as atomic radius increases, screening effect also increases. So these all things working here, right? Same thing here also in the periods also. Atomic radius decreases. Atomic radius decreases, ionization energy increases. Atomic radius decreases means nuclear charge increases, right? Why? Because size of the atom decreases, the distance will be the less. So nuclear charge increases. Nuclear charge increases means ionization energy will be more. So in periods, ionization energy will be more. So that is what ionization energy and factors affecting the ionization energy and trends of the ionization energy. Trends, we can call it as trends, right? So we'll continue in the next class. Okay.